It is 7:30, we do have a quorum. Andy, if you'll read the statement of open meeting law.
I, the undersigned clerk of Board of Education of Waynoka School District I-3, Lynn County, Oklahoma, do hereby certify that prior to December the 15th of the last calendar year, the date, time, and place of this regularly scheduled meeting was filed with the Office of the County Clerk, Woods County, Oklahoma. If any change has been made to the date, time, or place of this regularly scheduled meeting, prior proper notice in writing has been given to the county clerk as required by law, not less than 10 days prior to implementation of said change. I also certify that at least 24 hours prior to the meeting, excluding Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays, that the date, time, place, and agenda of this meeting was posted in prominent public view at the location of this meeting. Witness my hand and seal of this school district this 4th day of April 2016.
Rick?
Here.
Clint?
Here.
Don?
Here.
Andy?
Here.
I'm here. Visitors' comments. Number 5, all of the following items will be approved by one vote unless any board member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. Consent agenda consists of discussion and consideration and approval of following items A through I. Mr. Tackett. do you
Okay,
have-
financially, nothing, nothing new. Our gross production check was a little higher this last month than the 2 months before. By watching the news and watching oil prices, I don't really know why that's that way, but it was up, and still predicted to be more than 3 years ago and more than 2 years ago. Last year was an exceptional year, but still in pretty good shape as far as that goes. I haven't heard anything from the treasurer on the ad valorem reimbursement. Probably sometime in the next couple of weeks, I'll get a letter from them, kind of their predictions on when that Atlas money will be coming in. But that's the only thing that I'm really watching for, and hoping nothing changes on that, because we've got it the last 2 years in timely fashion, and I don't know any reason why we wouldn't get it anymore. I met with Tim Merchant last week. Him and the architect are supposed to be down. I think they'll be down this week to.
You want to put that under your superintendent's report?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do we want to go ahead and make a motion to
I'll make a
approve?
motion to.
Oh, okay, well, yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Is
I'll
there a
second.
second? Rick, how do you vote?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, superintendent's report.
There you go, sorry, jumping ahead again.
That's all right.
All right, like I said, I met with Tim Merchant, and him and the architect's supposed to be out. I think they'll be out this week. And I already took the drawings to him and showed him the changes we were considering. But he said they would just come out here and let the architect actually look again at the buildings and do some measurements on his own. We don't have a lot of information, but one of our students was involved in an accident this weekend, so we're concerned about that. Anytime our young people are in bad situations, hopefully this one will turn out where not any worse than it is, and it's bad enough. Kelly and Linda and Tony all came in this morning and said that they would change up their routine, come in early, come in late, to take up some of Tatum's slack. But I've got another idea that I'm probably going to work on in the next couple of days, because I don't know how long that Tatum deal, and I really can't make them. They would, but I really can't ask them to do that for 2 to 3 weeks. So, but anyway, they appreciate people helping people out. Our computers was down all day today till really 3 o'clock, wasn't it?
It's 3:30.
3:30, and finally got that back. I don't even know why they got what was wrong or how they got them back up, but anyway, we were able to get back on the computers, like I say, at 3:30 in our offices. R&R Systems, I've talked to them a couple of times, and we've got some problems on the roof of that multi-purpose building, and when we get a big 40-mile-an-hour wind, you can see it. And they've looked at it and put me some prices together, and I told them I needed a couple of things kind of a little closer, not so much of a guess, because their guess has got quite a bit of leeway in it, so they're supposed to be narrowing that guess down. And when they do that, then I'll get that multi-purpose roof fixed. I've got a meeting at Votech tomorrow, at the Votech at Fairview tomorrow, at 10 o'clock. So I'll go down there and take care of that. I don't really know what they're gonna do. I know that, and I don't know how their finances are affected or how it affects them. We are gonna get a 7% cut in our vocational reimbursement, which is about, I think I figured that's about $3,000, about $2,300 we're gonna get cut on our last check from Career Tech for our 3 programs. So, you know, that's not, in the grand scheme of things for us, that's not a big deal. But, you know, to a lot of schools right now that are really, really struggling and trying to catch every penny, you know, that news like this is just, it's almost like you just about the time you think you've got it whipped, then they do something else to you. So, you know, a lot of people are really struggling, and I think next year will be the worst year. So, and if oil prices don't get back, this could be our way of life for a while. So that's what I have. Any questions?
When you've got R&R down here, you can have them run out to the ag farm and screw some of those old pieces on them out there that are starting to come off.
No, because I'm not really sure what that is that you're talking about, but I do have a quote from the guy that built
Okay.
the ag barn on fixing that for this summer.
Okay. I put a couple in last week when I went out there and helped Mary whatever.
Come by and get me one day, and I'll see if there's something else out there that I'm not aware of. But he has gave me a quote on
Reskinning.
reskinning, you know, sides and gutters and all that.
Cool.
All right, anything else?
Okay.
Mr. Merriweather's at the baseball game.
Okay. Number 7, vote to approve or not to approve the contract for audit of public schools for 2015-16 school year to be conducted during the 16-17 fiscal year with the firm of Charles W. Carroll, VA.
I'll move.
And second.
Second.
Clint, how do you vote?
Yes.
Don?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
I vote yes.
Yes.
Brent?
Can you pass that down to the president and the clerk, please? There's 3 copies, I believe, to sign.
Do I have to seal this?
Before you do that.
I think I do it.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
Okay, number 8, vote to approve or not to approve the use of facilities as follows. 1, Future Stars, basketball camp. 2, shooting camp. Date is listed. The only, I had a question, I mean, this is not listed as a fundraiser, so, I think, it says make checks payable to Waynoka basketball. I think we need to make sure people are aware that that's not going to Waynoka basketball here. And if it's not a fundraiser, I just My question was, if it's not a fundraiser, do they pay for the use of the facilities?
They haven't paid for the use of the facilities before.
What's the rate on the use of?
For the 1st through 7th grade camp, I figured it up on the hours that they have, and it'd be $140 for the 1st through 7th camp, and it would be $100 for the 3rd through 9th grade camp. If you did two, it'd be $240 for the rent. By our policy book, $20 plus $5 an hour.
Is there a reason it hadn't been charged before, or you don't, I mean, it's just
It's
been
just- I mean-
standard? I wasn't sure, I meant to get my book and I can go home to look to see what the policy actually read as far as, you know,
Yeah, I don't know.
when
I
we
mean,
charged.
Yeah, well, there's a charge for using the gym,
Right.
but it doesn't, there's no policy that says for basketball camps, you have, you know,
Mhm.
but it just says what the rate is if you're gonna use the gym.
Well, I know in years past, if the basketball coach, if we paid the basketball coach to put on a camp for our kids, you know, when it was free, you know, more or less we paid
Right.
the basketball coach to do it, and we didn't charge, you know, and I know at one point we did that, but that's all I was asking was, and I don't know what the, you know, I guess I just need to wanted to make sure that it wasn't supposed to be under a fundraiser, since this was going to, when it shows, make checks payable to Waynoka basketball.
Well, if it is a fundraiser, it's on the wrong form.
It's not a fundraiser because it's not going through our activity account.
It's not going through our activity fund, so, okay, so it's more or less going to them, the coach. It's a,
What are they, what do they get out of it? Don't they get a t-shirt or
Yeah, in the past they've always
a
been.
pass to give them a t-shirt, so basically they're paying for their t-shirt.
well, not for $45, but.
They make a little money off it,
You know, that one's 45, that other one's 25. I think as long as they're working with our kids and our facilities, I don't see why they should charge more.
I don't agree.
Well, they
I
could
thi-
be, you know, they could be working doing something else in the summer times to try to make them some extra money. You know.
I
know-
think it's, for basketball and football coaches, it's the industry standard. I mean, they all make, well, the ones that want to make money that way, doing that.
Well, and I don't have a problem. I'm just saying, as long as people know that the money is not going to
Yeah,
the
he-
Waynoka boys basketball.
Right.
Or Waynoka athletic fund. I think that needs to be, because it appears to be a little bit,
Like, the checks need to be made payable to the coach.
yeah, because it appears that it's being, it looks like on the form,
It's
yeah, it
misrepresented.
looks like it's going to
The Waynoka
Waynoka
school.
basketball school, you know, athletic fund is what it looks like
I
to
don't
me,
disagree
so.
with that.
So, I mean, that's as long as everybody,
Well, let's just ask him to change the form.
and I think that's what he needs to do, is he needs to change his form to read that it's a personal deal, not a athletic fund fundraiser. And that way everything's on the up and up.
Okay, can I get a motion to that?
I'll make a motion, he represent the form.
You have a second,
I'll second.
Don,
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
So, I mean, was that do we want that to be also a motion to approve? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Approving with
Yeah.
the change of the form?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, everything good. Okay, number 9, vote to approve or not to approve the superintendent and one or more board members to attend the OSSBA Region 2 meeting at Fargo on Thursday, April 21st, 2016.
I'll move.
Have a second? Andy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
does anybody know, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry. Does anybody know for sure you want to go? And if not, I have to mail this by the 11th, so I need to, you know, if you have to check your calendar, get back with me pretty quick, or get back with Lori.
Clint, you wanna go ahead and vote?
Yes.
Don?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if that's gonna be baseball districts? Cause I think last year it ended up on that.
I can run down there and look at the calendar.
That I don't know.
Do you want me to go run it?
No, I'll look and, of course, they usually schedule that.
And if you say you're gonna go and can't, that's not
And
that
then
big a
can't, it's
deal.
not the
No,
big deal.
or the other way around, they're not gonna turn anybody down, but.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty, number 10, is there any new business?
I have some from a good friend of mine, the mayor. He's asked us to look at this. It is, what they're asking for, the city, is a letter of support for their Safe Street and Safe Route to School program. I don't know why we are getting it today, but it has to be a letter from the school by Monday saying that we support it.
That was Safe Street.
Safe Street and Safe Route to School. What the program is, now this was via a short conversation on the phone. It's a grant to get new sidewalks with routes leading to school and redoing streets that lead main routes to school.
Are they all different, or are they, oh, they're all different?
They're all
Okay.
different, yeah.
Okay, I thought it was
And
just,
several of them are close to the school. We have the opportunity to change the routes if we don't like it. There was one sidewalk that led all the way to the ag barn. They weren't sure if we would want that or not. If we would want a sidewalk going to the new housing project, that's not on there, but they mentioned that that might be something we would want. The changes to the site plan don't have to be made that quickly, but they need a letter of support just saying that the school thinks it's a good idea, and they sent me a copy of a sample letter.
Are you gonna give me that?
Yes.
Okay.
so
They're in.
this is just to redo sidewalks in the street, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's to redo the main streets that we use transportation to get to and from school, and to make new sidewalks with the routes that they provided to get to school. All of it leads to the school and away from the school. It's a really good grant. It's been ongoing for a long time. They are in phase 2 of their street project right now. This is still phase 1 of the sidewalk project. But I believe that now I can find out more tomorrow. Like I said, this was left on the seat of my pickup, and I just looked at it for the first time also. But I don't want them to end up missing a really good opportunity.
I can, if you'll bring me that, let me see that.
And
letter. If you'll bring
I
that,
wasn't even
can
sure if the
fix
board
that.
needed to see that right now, or if I just needed to bring it to Mr. Tackett, but.
I can take care of that. Because I don't know what you said. That doesn't need to be a board item or a board action.
Andy. It's the clerk. You have to.
I've somebody was telling me a little bit about that.
I've heard about it
weeks ago.
several times, and it's been an ongoing thing, and I think it will at some point get done, but like all governmental business,
Yeah.
it takes a long time for grants to come through. And I'll get with you tomorrow
Okay.
about it.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you, Don.
thank you. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Andy?
Yep.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Time.
11:50.
Did nephew take your?